Welcome back. So yesterday's video I really liked it because I felt that it is short, and we spoke about something that is relevant, that is of some use in our life. Like I spoke about how can you handle two options when you have more than one options, right? So probably it is connected with that today what I'm going to talk about. I just watched a video now, and as you know, I always look for questions because I like answering questions. Because answering questions, it's like people who are fitness freak. They keep looking for something where they can just hang on or take a walk, or just something to do with moving their body, so something similar is people who want to, if you want to exercise your brain, you keep looking for questions, because the idea is that when you answer questions you tend to exercise your mind. So that's it. So one of the questions that I picked today is about getting stuck. Why do people get stuck? I don't know how many of us have experienced it in life that we do get stuck many times. I mean, as children, we got stuck. I mean, we had our fingers stuck. We had probably our toes got stuck, or we have seen that some machines get stuck and some other things get stuck. But this is not about those material things. This is not something that can be seen. This is something that you can experience. In the sense, it is experienced like a delay. It can lead to a delay in your progress, and most of what happens in that part of getting stuck is your own contribution. In the sense, if I'm stuck, my own contribution is what goes in that, and which also means that we can do a lot about it to get ourselves out of it if you are stuck. So I will try to answer it in my own way, the way I look at things. I was just thinking about it. It's a good exercise again. Just like, answering questions is always a good exercise. You have to answer every question as possible in your own words, in your own thoughts. It's not like how we do question and answer in our examinations in our school. It is not like that. So this way of answering questions is totally different, because you kind of use your own imagination and work on it, and find the words, find the sentences, you frame it yourself, and that makes it totally different. So try out answering some questions. If you feel you're bored, and if you feel like there is nothing much happening, it can happen to anybody. Since you feel kind of drained, you can do this. Just pick up a question and try answering it. You can write it down, or you can just do a voice recording, and that actually helps to work your brain. You feel much better after that. So let us answer this question. Why do people get stuck? So in my view, people get stuck for three reasons. There is mostly these three reasons which goes into that. First thing is that since it is not like getting your fingers stuck, since it is not like finding that the machines are stuck or something else is stuck, this is totally a different aspect. This is something that you have to experience, and it is not seen by you. As I said, it is only seen as delays that occur in your life it feels like you are not making any kind of advancement in life, and that is when you kind of realize that you are stuck. Either you realize it or somebody else kind of reminds you to check on yourself whether or not you are stuck. So that is why this is so difficult to understand. So according to me, it is just three things. The first thing is that we don't know we are stuck. That's the first thing. We don't know. We just so busy in living, we really don't know that we are stuck. We have never thought about it. There are many things in life, I believe, that we don't know and that we know about. And even if you know about it, it doesn't stop there. Knowing anything is just not enough. Like, I know so many things and I don't know so many things. I know so many things because I read a lot, and just when I'm reading, I know about it. And I know so many things because I listen to others speak so many things, which I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. And even if you are with somebody else, what are they talking about? Because they could be talking of some things that you don't know about. And if you give it an ear, if you listen to it, you understand so many things which you don't know, right? So that is how we know things. But at the same time, there is more than enough things that we don't know about, right? And that you have to be very sure. I mean, the things that you know, you have to be sure of what are the things that you know, and you also must know that there are so many things which you don't. So when you think of things that you know, is it enough that you know things? It is not enough. Knowing is not enough. You have to accept it. That's the next level, which comes in getting stuck. It's a windy day, and I'm very sorry about that if there is a lot of disturbance. I made a video yesterday on the audio recording, which I was just mentioning. Probably I mentioned about it yesterday, I'm not sure. Whether or not I mentioned about it, I'm going to upload it today. So, because when I listened to it, I kind of liked it. So I thought probably just let it be there as a memory in case you feel like listening to it after a decade or so. You can always, if you have favorites, right? So I just going to upload it today. So I was just telling you that knowing that you are stuck is just the first stage of it. Many of us are stuck because we don't know we are stuck. Sometimes you have to. I remember once I had gone to an organization that works in many creative areas, and I went there seeking a job, and it was more like a voluntary organization. The initiatives that they did were, most of them were voluntary. And when I went there, they said they do have family counseling if you want. They have counseling as such, not just family counseling in the sense you can also go for counseling where they help you with the career choices that you make. Okay, so I went for counseling and I answered most of the questions, and in the end she just told me, keep coming. And I just looked at her. Why would I keep coming? In the sense, there's a purpose that I've come here. It is just to clarify my career doubts, which I have probably, and most importantly, I just wanted to know about the openings there is. I very desperately needed a job. And she said, you keep coming. It's nice talking to you. You keep coming. It will help you remove the clutter, she said. And I just replied, I said, there's no clutter. Everything is so clear. There's no clutter. In the sense, there's nothing, no blockage at all. Everything is clear. I know what is my troubles and what is. She said, but everybody has some sort of clutter which they don't know about. Then I didn't want to argue. I just left, and I kept thinking, is there any clutter? I don't know. So when you talk about clutter, this also comes to mind, getting stuck. You get stuck sometimes because of the clutter that you have inside you, in the sense you don't know so many things. There are so many things which need to be clarified. It's not like though we say career is our problem, you don't have a job, you are unemployed, and that is your problem. The thing is, when you are trying to solve that problem, that is not the only problem. There are so many other things that comes with it. You want a job. Are you ready to take up just any job? No. You want a job. Are you ready to take up just any place in this world? Or do you know where you are willing to go? Or do you know what is the kind of job that you are looking for and what you are not taking up? And there's so many things. And what happens to the family if you have a family? And what happens to the salary that you're expecting, and the other financial expenses that you have to face, and so many things you are unsure about. So when you're focused on one thing, it's not just one thing at all. There are so many other things that you carry along which is in some way aligned to that one thing you say you are troubled by or you're focused on. So that is what she meant when she said clutter. The clutter is usually about not knowing how to just carry on with one aspect. Probably it is that we don't know. We talk of career choice and we take along everything else. We are not ready to take up the job because of all these reasons, because we are not sure of the salary we expect. We are not sure about the job we like to take up. We are not sure whether we will be okay taking up any other job, meanwhile trying for another job, right? We are not sure of what would happen to the people who you leave behind if you have to take up a job somewhere else, where you have to go. How far are you willing to go for it? How badly do you want it? All these can be clutter inside you. And that's what she said. Keep coming, because it will help you remove the clutter. And getting stuck in life is also almost the same like what I just said about clutter. It's a lot similar to clutter because many times we are stuck because we don't know about it. We don't know we are stuck. That's the first thing. Now just assume that you know about it. Okay, you know about it. There are so many things which we know about. We could know that we are not good in cooking, but we still cook. We are not good in mingling with people probably, but we do mingle with people. There are so many things in life which we know about, but it stops it. So when you know something, the next thing that comes probably is to accept it. Acceptance of that whatever you know about. So if you know that you're stuck, you have to accept it. Just knowing is not enough. Acceptance is like putting a root to it and making it firm. That's the next stage of it. So even if I know that I'm stuck, I don't accept it. I keep just moving around like a fish, in the sense either I don't take it seriously, or I'm just getting by every day, going on with the routines and just not giving it that importance because I don't accept it at all. So the second thing is, when you get stuck, probably first thing is that you must know that you're stuck. Second thing is you have to accept it. And when you accept it, what happens? You may say that I know it's going to rain, but you just go outside, you don't take anything, any protection, you just go because you don't want to change the decisions that you have made. You want to go shopping probably, you want to attend something else. It's going to rain, that's it. So many things in life, but we just, knowing it, we just move on. And that's probably because you have never accepted it. To accept something, you have to give it enough time, and with seriousness, you have to you have to reflect on it. And the third important part of why people get stuck is that they know about it and they have accepted it, but they don't act upon it. That's the next important part of it. Like planning and executing. You plan it well. You think about it first. You think about it like I have to go on a trip somewhere, and you just keep thinking about it. You have not done anything about it because you have not planned it. So the second thing is planning. And when you've planned it, is it enough? No, you have to execute it. And the same way, when you're stuck, you need to know it, accept it, and act upon it. And so unless and until we act, we are going to be stuck wherever we are stuck. So that's my idea of getting stuck. Why people get stuck. Though it looks like just three parts that I mentioned, these 3 parts are very important. The first part is so important because people don't know about it, and they don't know about it, and so people go for counseling. People meet those trained people who are seriously engaged in those areas, like career choice. It's not like you don't know that you need to be employed after a certain age. We all know it, but it is not just that one thing. It's because so many other things are connected with it. So 2 is always better than 1 when it comes to discussions. You can discuss. When you discuss alone, like what I do usually when I come here, I just take out my thoughts and share it. That's all. But it is just one person. Just imagine if there was somebody else who could equally contribute in all these areas, like what I am talking about. That means you get to take their opinions, their help, their instructions, their suggestions, and that makes it more effective. So when you're discussing anything, it's always, discussions are usually between two or more people, right? So when you are with somebody else, it makes more sense for you to remove your clutter, and they would just tell you that you are stuck. You are stuck because I can see that there is no inch of progress that you have made, because you don't seem to be advancing, which only means that you are restricting yourself, and you are just delaying things, and that's why you are stuck. So that's about it. Knowing it is not enough. When you know it, you have to accept it. That's another stage where you seriously think about it. Even if you have been told by someone that you are stuck, you went to somebody, you met someone who is trained in this, and they just told you that you are stuck, and coming home you are like, am I really stuck? What did they tell me? And all these things that happen later to it is the reflecting part of it, which helps you to accept it. And when you accept it, the final part of it obviously is about doing something about it, act upon it. Okay, that's the most important part, which we never do, which including me. Yeah? So that's the reason. That's in simple words, in the words of the common man, why people get stuck. If I know that I'm stuck, probably I'm going to think over it, I'm going to reflect on it and accept it. And when I've accepted it, probably I'm going to do something about it and carry on with it, probably. So if you don't, again, you can get stuck in one step of this, like knowing it, you get stuck there. You will just be there knowing it, and you don't go to the next stage at all. You can just be there. That is also there, because when you go to the next step, then you go to the next step. And if you cannot do it alone, it's always better to take the support of people who have been doing it all the way, because we all need help many times in life, but generally we need help from people who are sincere in what they do, in the sense they really would like to see you advance in life. Because to advance. If you don't make any kind of advancement in life, that only shows that you are stuck. You are stuck, or that there is a lot of clutter, which you're not clear. And that is why when I went for that counseling, career counseling, she told me that you keep coming because it will help you remove the clutter. And I denied it. I said, there's no clutter, everything is clear. I know what I want out of life and what kind of career I'm looking for. I always wanted to be a school counselor. Whenever I got an option of taking up as a teacher, every school I've gone, they said you can take up as a teacher. I said, a teacher is not a counselor. I don't want to take up as a teacher. I would like to work as a school counselor. And there were some few people who asked me, are you qualified for that? I mean, I said, I have the qualifications, but that's not enough. You have no training. So once I asked someone that, is it the training that comes first or is it qualification? Unless you give me a job, how would I get the training in that? There's no place where you get a counseling training for counselors. It has to be hands-on, in the sense you have to work somewhere in a school and get it. So I asked him, So I said, if I know so many things about this, doesn't that mean that there's no clutter at all? It's all free flowing. Where's the clutter? And later, when I came back and I reflected on it, I realized that there is clutter. There is clutter. Because I was not willing to take up as a teacher. Whenever they offered me a teacher post, I'm like, that is not... Obviously, there are reasons. I can be a teacher, but there are so many things I don't like about teaching. And if I wanted to be a teacher, I wouldn't have taken up a qualification in this. I took this qualification only because I wanted to work as a school counselor, which is totally different from being a teacher. It's not the same. And because of this, I thought about it and I realized that there is a lot of clutter. We don't know about it. So it's always good to seek help from those people who genuinely would like to see you advance in life, who would genuinely like to see you progress in life. And it is for everybody. There's no age limit for that. It's not like it is only for the teenagers or the students. It is also for you. It is also for me. You have to advance in life, and if you see that there is indefinite delay in that, there's no specified time, you find that you're being in the same level from so long, even though you're being, at least you are trying to make some kind of difference by improving and keeping alive some of your talents probably and skills. You are skilling up in some way. Still, it seems like there are no opportunities for you to advance, and that can be a reason to check if you are stuck. That's my view. Okay, today is a devilish wind day. It's going to be like this for so many days, I believe. And this part of the state badly needs rain. So in case in your part of the country, if there is more than enough rain, please do something to just courier it or send it this part of the state. Delhi is going to get good rain. It seems, I just read today in the news. Today it might be raining there, and there are some other parts of the country as well, and some other parts of the world where it's going to rain. So in case you find it too much for you, you just send it to this part of the nation, because here badly you need some rain. Without rain, it's going to be very, very difficult to even perform your daily activities. Okay. So if you are stuck, you never know, you could be stuck. Just like I sometimes know that I'm stuck. I know it. The thing is that I don't get to the next levels of it. That's it. So what you need is somebody to talk to somebody who is good in this area. They could just help you out, because you need to stay connected with those kind of people. It's always good to have people in your circle who honestly like to see you make progress. That's it. So just look on the circle that you have. Do you see that you have some people in your circle who really would like to see you advance in life, and they also know that you are not making some kind of progress and you are kind of restricting yourself or delaying it by some way, and that is when you get to this point that you get to know that you are stuck. That's my view. Check out my new earring which I bought the other day. I really liked it. Okay, it's very light and the shape is nice. Yeah, the heavy earrings I don't like it because it makes me feel like I'm carrying around a lot. It's like it's heavy and I don't like it. But so most of the earrings that I put an end to it. Okay, no more buying. Whichever I bought, it's lightweight and it's like those dangling things. It's nice. So take care. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not here because I'm going to get my hair colored. Look at this again. It's become a part of your routine now. Every 25 days you have to go get it colored. There's no other way. So I'll not be here tomorrow and I'll be back day after tomorrow. Okay, there's also a story running in my head, so in case I find the mood probably and time to do it, I'll be writing out that story. Okay. Take care, have a good day. It's Wednesday.